Howdy, my name is John, and this video is a review and discussion of the book Blue Adept by Piers Anthony. This is the second book in the Apprentice Adept series. This book is a continuation of the first book and follows style as he continues to search for the person who made an attempt on his life. This book does contain some kind of background information to catch the reader up, kind of remind them of what's going on, or if you happen to pick up this book first, kind of tell the reader what they need to know. But I do suggest reading the first book in the series, Split Infinity, first. This video does have a spoiler-free review section at the beginning, and then I'll discuss spoilers at the end, and I'll give an appropriate notice. Now, I know some people are going to be tempted to complain about this cover. I personally love this cover, but if you're one of those people that's tempted to complain about it, the cover of the first book. This has a man with no shirt on and a unicorn. This book is for the ladies. This one's for the guys. And really, I think the cover is a good indication of whether or not you'll enjoy this novel. If you're one of those people who are easily offended, this may not be the novel for you, because this novel kind of gives a culture shock to the reader, because it is a culture very different from our own. If you go into this novel with a judgmental attitude about the culture, you're not going to enjoy this novel. And I think you'll miss out on what this novel does best. This novel, to me, is a good representation of why Anthony is my favorite author. The book contains a number of games, and it took a good bit of research to construct these games, and then to write them as well as he did really shows Anthony's talent as a writer. One competition in particular was a music competition. Now, I'm not a musician, and I'd really love to hear someone who is a musician kind of talk about this scene, because I think this scene is remarkably well done. It's one of the best scenes in any book that I've ever read, and I'd kind of like to get a musician's take on it. One kind of negative I do want to note is that these chapters do tend to be a bit long. The chapters alternate from when Style is in the fantasy world. That's one complete chapter. When he goes to the science fiction world, that's a complete chapter. The first book, sometimes there would be chapter breaks when he was in the same world. This only happens in the last two chapters. So, like I said, it does make for some long chapters. Here recently, I've been reading books with shorter chapters, so it threw me off just a bit. But overall, I gave this book 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. Like I said, this book is one of my favorites of Anthony's, and it's why Anthony is my favorite writer. There are going to be some people who will object to how he treats women in this novel. And in order to discuss this more fully, now I'm going to talk about spoilers. So here's your warning. I do suggest that you read this book first, kind of form your own opinion, and then after you've read it, come back and watch the rest of the video. Most of the main female characters in this novel are what can be described as male fantasy characters. First, we've got the two characters, Nasa in the fantasy world and Sheen in the science fiction world. And these women are very accommodating. Nasa in particular is a very mild woman, very easy to please. And of course, they are both very helpful to Style. On the other hand, you have the Red Adept, who is an evil female stereotype. Basically, this is your stereotypical villain female character. She hates men, especially Style. She's very aggressive, and she's very destructive. I can very easily see someone not enjoying the end of this novel because of the way Red is kind of portrayed in this novel. However, what I think Anthony is doing is cleverly comparing these three women to the Lady Blue. Lady Blue in this novel, I think, represents what a real woman looks like. She may not be a perfect representation, but she's not afraid to put style in its place when it needs to be. She has her own opinions, and she's willing to express them. And you can see style. He very much treats Lady Blue with respect. And I think he's trying to show the reader how a man treats a woman. We see Style and Lady Blue take the time to develop their relationship to where it's a true love, not necessarily a fantasy love. In my opinion, this is one of Anthony's best works. And if you've read this novel, I would love to hear your opinion about it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.